Back with another video. In this video I'll be doing a commentary for She-Hulk Cosmic Trial. So yeah, this is my Cosmic Trial video for She-Hulk. So let's get right into it. First thing you want to do with these guys is very easy. I would activate my A power because it does critical hit and critical strike. And after that use my D because it does a lot of area damage, and F twice, A again, and just finish these guys really quick here. Easy peasy, as I usually say. And with these guys, you just do your other powers here, but make sure you use your finisher power, which is my S and F, because S and F are finishers. And the way I have it set up here, that when you activate and the finisher power, you gain a stack, which increases your damage, which is really good. Easy, just like so. Over here, 1, 2, and the build is really simple. Signature. Sorry. The build is really simple. So again, A does critical hit and brutal strike, which is really good. Finisher powers, you want to activate them because they grant you a buff, and when I do the build up video, you'll know exactly what I mean by that. But they grant you a buff, and always want to keep doing that. Keep the momentum of keep the momentum of that buff because it stacks up to 10 times, which in turn it gives you extra damage, and you can make things much easier. There we go. I said it before and I'll say it, keep attacking these enemies here. Medkit, and after that. Perfect. So, like I was saying, A does brutal strike, and critical damage 100%. Because the way it works is when you have no power points or combo points, excuse me, that my A power does that. So since I don't have any, in the way the talents I chose removes the combo points, so that power, critical and brutal strike chance increase to 100% all the time. So that's what I have that. And then my next talent that I have is that whenever I use a finisher, it stacks up the buff, which gives me extra damage, which is really good, and it stacks up to 10 times. So I get 10 stacks. And again, I'll show you guys in the build guide. And then from there, it's really a simple rotation. Just keep doing your powers, but just make sure you use your finisher powers. That way you can continue getting that buff. Signature, boom, look at that, easy peasy. So the powers I use here, they're melee, but the majority of them are more for area as well too. Because with She-Hulk, she hits pretty good damage, but she's kind of weak in terms of being like single target. So I would say for this build, I like it because it does not only like a single target damage, but hold on, give me 1 second, but it does a little bit of good area damage. Bring your summons and team up over here. Continue that momentum. Easy peasy. And the good thing about it too, this build, is that I use the basic a lot, and I have Book of Demonicas, which increases your damage rating per hit. So, which is really good. We'll kill this guy right easy, just like so. Come on. Signature, finish this off. There we go, and that's it. Easy peasy. So same thing with these guys right here. Activate your A power, get that critical. D twice, F twice. Just do area damage. A again, D twice, F. Maybe G here because there's a lot of area. But the thing is, just kill them easily. They're very easy to kill. And from here, signature, just to do a lot of damage. But the key powers to this is S and F. Okay. Easy. We'll wait a little bit here, A, D. Make sure you get angry. One thing about her, in order for the stacks of boosts, the boosts above, you have to be very angry. Basically, it's kind of similar to Hulk, where you have to have maximum spirit, I guess you can say, all the time, or in this case, very angry, and then you can activate. When you activate finisher power, you can get that buff. So if you notice, my S and F powers are highlighted green. That's your indication that she isn't very angry, which in turn you can activate finisher power and get that buff. Oops, wrong button. Signature.
I have a thing for redheads, but
in terms of what team up to use, you can use any team up, honestly. She-Hulk is really strong. Pose, biggest update ever. I'll be honest with you. As I said before, and I'll say it again, once it gets to 3-minute mark, then start doing your damage to
not on your level.
Red Skull, like right now. And it's gonna be easy. Just keep doing your rotation, activate your powers, signature, and just keep using finishers. That way you can continue with that buff and get that the maximum stacks of 10 and do a lot of damage. And yeah, look at this, almost there. So the same thing with Sentinel, easy peasy. I say that a lot, I know, because honestly it is easy peasy. Just like so. And then after this, what you want to do is, I would say, activate ultimate and then activate signature rotation, because ultimate grants you
today I'm judge, jury, and execution.
a buff, but also too, when you activate ultimate with your stacks of 10, go. So like I was saying, sorry, I get distracted easily. Oops, messed up on that. That's alright. We'll do signature. Also too, with this build, one of my powers, every time I activate that power, it reduces the cooldown of the signature, which is really good too. So that's why I'm using the signature on the signature. Usually I don't. Alright. Here we go here. And boom, right there. Just like so. So that's that. Let me show you here. Items I use, and again, that's it. No infinity points were used at all, as you guys can see. I'll show you guys right there, and yeah. So I'll see you guys onto the build guide video. So see you in a bit.
Whoa, guys, get a load of this.
All right, now we're back here. Now we're going to be doing the build guide. So let's just get right into it. First thing we're going to look at are the artifacts. So the first artifact is White Suit Jacket. I'm using this for the health increase, plus 2 durability and physical damage rating. Overall, really good artifact for her because it grants her good stats, but also this grants you plus 2 durability because She-Hulk's main attributes are durability and strength. So again, this artifact very good. Another artifact that's good is the Book of Demonicas. I'm using this for the plus 3 to all attributes, but also this grants you, when you hit with the basic power, increase your damage rating by 30 for 3 seconds, and it stacks up to 25 times, which is good because I do use a main spender, which is a basic power.
Just standing around not punching stuff isn't really
so
my idea of a good time.
having that damage rating increase is really good. Next is the medallion. I'm using Scroll Defender's medallion. I'm using this for the health increase, +1 durability, and deflect rating. But also, when you use a melee power, you gain the power of Iron Fist, which grants you dodge rating increase. And when you use a physical power, harness the power of Luke Cage, which gains you defense rating. And when both procs are activated, you gain +2 strength. So in short, any power that you use that's melee from She-Hulk, you're going to get that +2 strength. So to me, personally, this is probably the best medallion for She-Hulk. Next is Shield Medal of Valor. I'm using this for the critical damage rating, critical hit rating, damage rating, deflect rating, and +2 strength. Not so much for the +1 speed, because obviously her attributes are strength and durability, but overall everything else is really good. Next is Edge of Infinity. I'm using this for the critical damage rating, critical hit rating, brutal strike rating, damage rating, and +1 to all attributes. For the Forge, I'm using 800 defense, and I have a blessing of Ancient Groove. So what this does is it increases my defense rating, health, and +1 durability. You can use a blessing of Power Dupe, but for this Cosmic Trial, I used Ancient as a blessing. For Legendary, I'm using Excalibur. I'm using this for the damage rating increase to melee powers, defense rating increase, critical hit rating increase, but also regenerate 200 health when you hit. You can use, I believe it's Savage Axe Legendary, which is a really good one. But for me, I chose to go this route because of the damage rating increase to melee powers, defense, and critical hit, but for the regeneration of health per hit. So it's really up to you how you want to proceed. This is not a bad one. This is a good one too, but just it really depends on your preference. For the ring, I'm using Bloodstone Demon Band. I regenerate 63 health when you defeat an enemy, a demon, which is relevant. But this increases your physical damage rating, brutal damage rating, +1 strength, and summon ally health, and +1 durability. Overall, really good stats. For slots 1 through 5, for slot 1, 2, and 5, I use She-Hulk's uniques, and for slots 3 and 4, I use her cosmic items. So you can use all her uniques; they're really good. But for this video, or for this Cosmic Trial, I used just 2 cosmic and 3 uniques. The costume I use is She-Hulk Heroes for Hire 97 costume. For Catalyst, I have it to where I increase 10% more credit, or 10 more credits per drop. Health regeneration per second increase. Damage rating is increased to my physical and energy powers, +3 strength. Cosmic is I gain damage shield equal to 50% of your maximum health when you use a medkit. Crafted affixes, critical damage rating as always. Radioactive bonus, 10% chance when you are hit to gain 1000 maximum health for 10 seconds. And visual is ground-based shield, as you can see. And for Insignia, I'm using Insignia of Captain Marvel. When you hit with any power, you and your allies gain damage rating increase, energy and physical damage rating increase, and defense rating increase for 8 seconds. But I'm mainly using this for the brutal damage and critical damage rating increase. I definitely want that because of one of my powers here, which is Objection. It always critical and brutal hits. So having the damage rating increase to my crit and brutal is really, really good. And then for Flourish, I have Avengers Crimson, so I'll show you guys what it looks like. I think it looks pretty cool, but that's just me. And for the pet, I only have one thing on here, which is the +3 strength. And then for team up, I use Medusa. Alright, for the powers I use, top to bottom, left to right. Legal Lunge, Cross-Examination, Final Verdict, Objection, Opening Statement, Closing Argument, Bar Exam, and Conviction, which is Signature. Infinity Points, mentioned, none were used at all. Alright, Hero Synergies. Daredevil for the damage rating to elites and melee damage increase. Doctor Doom for the signature power damage increase. Elektra for the physical damage rating and damage to bosses increase. Hawkeye for the move speed and critical damage rating increase. Luke Cage for the defense rating multiplier and physical damage rating increase. Moon Knight for the critical hit rating multiplied to physical powers. Nightcrawler for the melee damage increase. Rogue for the health on hit and 1 anger on hit. Taskmaster for the deflect and dodge multiplier increase, and critical damage and melee power damage increase, and then Wolverine for the brutal strike and brutal damage increase. Oops. So for the talents and traits, first row I use is intimidate opposing council. So what this talent does is it removes my combo points, which I'll actually show you what that looks. So right now I have combo points, but with this talent it completely removes that, so I don't have to worry about combo points. But while anger is 100%, which is the spirit, She-Hulk is considered very angry. So as I mentioned in the Cosmic Trial, the way you can tell when she's very angry is that when you get 100% here, it literally stays, and then your finisher powers will be highlighted green here. But we'll continue reading this. So with this talent here, while anger is 100%, She-Hulk is considered very angry. Beatdown no longer requires full combo points to be activated, which is irrelevant because with this build, I don't use that power. But here's the two things that I really like about this talent. Lawyers Up Evidence effect will stack whenever you use a finisher while very angry. I'll just read that right now and I'll explain what that does. So with this buff here, with this talent here, Lawyers Up Evidence, which is this buff effect, will stack whenever you use a finisher power while very angry. So as I mentioned in the Cosmic Trial, the way you can tell she's very angry is that whenever my finisher powers are highlighted green, I'll show you guys in a bit, but whenever they're highlighted green, that's your indication that she is very angry. And whenever you use a finisher power, you know the buff from Lawyer Up, which is increase. Well, you activate the buff and then you can stack up to 10 times. So this buff does, it increases your base damage, deflect rating, attack and move speed by 2%. But as I mentioned, that it stacks up to 10 times. So meaning you can literally stack it up. You keep using two finishers. In this case, it's Closing Argument and Final Verdict. Keep doing it, and then once you stack up to 10 times, which increases your base damage by 20%, deflect chance, attack, and move speed by 20%. So this is one of the reasons why I chose this talent. But also, two, while very angry, finisher powers gain the following effects: 100% total damage increase for 6 seconds. So it's really good because it increases my total damage of my finisher powers, which is Closing Argument and Final Verdict, by 100%. Hence why I chose this talent. Second row is Legal Loophole. Using a finisher will automatically apply a stack of Lawyers Up Evidence effect, even if not at maximum combo points or if no evidence stacks are present. As I mentioned, something similar to Intimidate Opposing Counsel. When you activate or use a finisher power, Lawyers Up Evidence effect will just stack. The third row is Punishing Verdict. Finisher powers, when used while very angry, reduce the cooldown of Beatdown, which is a power I'm not using, and Conviction by 5 seconds. So what this does is whenever I use a finisher power when I'm very angry, Conviction, which is signature, is reduced by 5 seconds, which is really good because when I use a finisher power, which is Closing Argument, the cooldown of my signature power is reduced by 5 seconds. But Final Verdict has 2. You can use it multiple times, which is 2, and if you combine that together, that's 15 seconds. The cooldown is reduced to your signature power. Hence why I chose this talent. And then for the fourth row is Legal Team. Bar Exam reduces the cooldown of Surprise Witness, which is this power right here, and Conviction
I know I'm supposed to do something
automatically
other than
activates
stand around,
Surprise
but I
Witness
just
if it
can't
is
think
not
of what.
on cooldown. So what this talent does is whenever you use a signature power, which is Conviction, it automatically activates Surprise Witness. And that's good because it's a summon, and so it sums up these random heroes to fight alongside you. That's why if you watch my Cosmic Trial video, you'll see various summon heroes is because of this particular talent. So this is a really good, to me, it's a really good talent because all you do is activate signature, and if Surprise Witness is not in cooldown, you automatically summon a hero to fight alongside you, which I think to me is really good. And the last row is Always Another Case. Conviction reduces the cooldown of all other powers by 10 seconds, and Conviction buff potency is increased by 50%. So what this does is it increases the buff potency of Conviction, which I'll read it to you guys. The damage, when you activate Signature, you get a buff, which increases your damage by 22.5%. And the buff duration is 10 seconds. So this is what this talent does. And if you combine this talent's buff with Ultimate's power, you're going to do a lot of damage. Or vice versa. It depends how you want to look at it. Alright, so that's that. So the rotation, it's really simple. I don't want to read it to you guys all, go into detail, but it's really simple. First thing is main spender. Just use it whenever you're pick a target and just activate it on that target and just keep doing damage. First thing I usually do is activate Objection because I get that brutal strike and brutal critical hit. So activate it whenever you can, just like so. And for these powers here, honestly, it's just how it is right here. And usually what I do is I use Opening Statement first, because that way I can get in close to my enemy, and then just do my main spender, and then do my other powers, which is that.
Hulks don't do weak.
You just use your powers. Now, as I mentioned, the way you can tell when she's very angry is right now I have, well, right now I have 0 anger, and so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna activate some powers, and you're gonna see it's 100%. And once that does, then you'll notice that my finisher powers, which are Closing Argument and Final Verdict, will be highlighted green. Keep going. And then boom, there you go. My finisher powers are highlighted green. That's your indication that your finisher powers are at maximum, and you can, whenever you activate them, you gain the buff of Lawyer Up Evidence. And the way you can tell too is actually if you look at your buff, it will show you right here. So what I'll do right now is I'll get very angry and I'll activate the finishers, and then I'll show you here in the very bottom right so you can see what I mean. So rotation, main spender, D.
Not on your life.
S. Okay, there we go. And where is it? Right there. Now I have.
Not on your life.
I have 4 stacks. Now I have 5. Now I have 6. Eight, 9 stacks. And then the last one is going to be 10, and then I am at maximum stacks. Just like so. And the good thing is that once it hits maximum, all you do is activate a finisher, like right now, and it refreshes it, the cooldown, and then do it again. Just like so. If you want, you can activate Signature. That way Signature can do a lot of damage because of the buff. Because as I mentioned, lowers up Evidence of buff effect, increases your damage, and then when you have maximum stacks, you gain 20% extra damage. And yeah, that concludes my build guide for She-Hulk. Again, very simple, easy rotation. That's my summon right there. As mentioned here, with this talent, when you activate Signature, you automatically activate Surprise Witness, hence you can see it right here. That's my team up. So that concludes my build guide for She-Hulk. If you have any questions, leave it in the comment section below. Any requests for certain characters, leave it in the comment section below. If you want to keep up to date with my videos, please do subscribe to my channel, because not only does it help the channel grow, but also means a lot to me as well. And yeah, this concludes my build guide for She-Hulk. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it, and hopefully you guys find it useful. And on to the next one. Bye-bye.